All right, guys, listen to this. Nicki Minaj just narrowly avoided a $20 million disaster. Yep, she almost had to give up her $20 million mansion, all because of some stubborn drama. So, what happened exactly? Flashback to 2019. Nicki was performing at a concert in Frankfurt, Germany. During the show, there was a security guard named Thomas Wilder, not sure if I'm saying that right, who was on duty that night. According to him, things got heated when Nicki got into some kind of argument with a female security guard. When Thomas tried to step in and calm things down, Nicki's husband, Kenneth Petty, punched him right in the face. And I'm serious. He didn't just get a bruise, his jaw was broken. The injuries were so severe that he had to undergo multiple surgeries, and now he has 5 metal plates in his jaw. Fast forward to 2022, Thomas decided to sue Nicki and Kenneth. He wasn't just after medical bills, which were around $21,000. He also claimed $700,000 for the ongoing pain, suffering, and emotional damage. That brought the total to roughly $721,000. But here's the twist. Nicki and Kenneth didn't even show up to respond to the lawsuit. And in court, if you don't defend yourself, you automatically lose. So in March 2024, Thomas won by default. The judge ended up awarding him over $500,000. But here's where it gets really wild. But here's the crazy part. They still didn't pay. Months went by and nothing happened. Meanwhile, Nicki was living her best life in that gorgeous Hidden Hills mansion worth $20 million. The security guard's lawyer wasn't having it. He said, "If you're not going to pay, we're coming for that house." So, they took the request to the judge. The judge looked over everything and was like, "All right, I agree. We can force the sale of this property." The only thing holding it up was one final document from Bank of America showing Nicki's mortgage payments. Once that came in, the judge was ready to make it official. At today's hearing, Nicki finally realized that these people weren't messing around, and just hours before the judge could sign off on selling her mansion, she finally paid up. The security guard's lawyer even told Rolling Stone that they had to take it to the 1-yard line to get their money. Basically, they had to threaten taking everything before she cut that check. And let me tell you, Nicki was stubborn. Seriously, they basically had to put her in a chokehold before she decided to budge. But after all that drama, here's what the lawyer had to say once the security guard finally got his payment.
In court in there.
So today we informed the court that Nicki Minaj has satisfied the judgment, and so therefore there was no need to proceed further with our motion for an order authorizing the sale of her house in order to satisfy that judgment.
What does your client think of this? How's he responding?
He is incredibly gratified and happy. It's been a long time coming to have justice finally done here. But he's very happy for himself. He suffered a very, heinous attack years ago. And not only did it take years to achieve the judgment, but then took nearly 2 years in order to enforce that judgment. And we never thought it would have to go quite this far in order to actually go and put a levy on a millionaire's house, and go to the last 24 hours before she decides to satisfy the judgment.
Have you talked to Nicki Minaj? Do you think she feels remorseful about what happened?
I can't speak for her. I have not spoken to her directly.
So, in the end, Nicki got to keep her $20 million mansion, and the security guard finally received his payment after waiting years. But honestly, it shouldn't have had to get this far. I get it. Nicki probably felt like her husband was just protecting her. She might have thought the security guard was in the wrong. But what I don't understand is what she thought would actually happen by ignoring the situation. Ignoring a lawsuit doesn't make it disappear. If you don't show up in court, you lose by default. If you ignore the judgment, they can come for your assets. That's just how the system works. And honestly, that man deserved way more than 5 hundreds for what he went through. 5 metal plates in your jaw isn't something you just bounce back from. But since Nicki didn't respond, the judge had no choice but to go with a default judgment, which is how it ended up at that amount.
She want to be a rapper or a politician, but either way, she finna lose that house. But let's talk about it. Okay, so Nicki Minaj is ordered to pay $503,000 for a lawsuit that happened back in some time. She's basically been ordered to pay the $503,000 or risk her $20 million California mansion. Now she bought the California mansion at $13 million, and now the judge is saying if you can't pay the $503,000, then I can help you. Now, with that being said, the judge is ordering her to pay that by Thursday, January 22nd, and if she does not, then her house will go on the market. She bought the house, like I said, for $13 million, and it will sell for $20. Basically, Nicki Minaj was worrying about the wrong things. You worried about Don Lemon, what he got going on. You worried about what Cardi B got going on. You're worried about what everybody going on. But you ain't worried about losing your dang go home. And all you got to do is pay that $503,000. Where's her people? Where's her team? Where's her? I mean, damn. Who she gonna be? What she wanna be? Y'all leave it in the comments down below. Nicki Minaj might be homeless.
Guys, it's been confirmed. Nicki Minaj will in fact not have to sell her $20 million home to pay that bodyguard his $500,000 judgment. Today, the lawyers took to the courthouse to let it be known that Nicki Minaj in fact did pay the $500,000 and she satisfied the judgment. But anybody with critical thinking skills knew that this woman was not going to have to sell her house. Y'all thought a multi-millionaire was going to have to sell a $20 million house over a $500,000 lawsuit. Think about how crazy that sounds. People really have to start using critical thinking before they hate, because y'all got on here and said that this woman was going to go homeless and she was going broke and she was going to have to sell her house. A lot of y'all don't be thinking. So this should honestly clear up the whole Nicki Minaj going broke rumors, because she just paid $500K. And most of us do not have no $500K to come out our pockets and pay somebody. So let's be for real. Everybody really got online and said, oh, Nicki Minaj is about to be homeless. The same woman who grossed over $108 million on her tour? Y'all let me know what y'all thinking in the comments. That's a wrap on that.
Nicki Minaj won't be losing her house after all. She gave in and paid those fines. $500,000 was awarded to an old security guard who claims that Mr. Kenneth Petty assaulted him backstage at one of her shows. Nicki claims she didn't know about this lawsuit, but I'm sure with the judge putting pressure on her and letting her know that she will lose her home, definitely made things a little bit easier with her decision to paying up that security guard. You know what's crazy is that Mr. Petty is the one doing the assaulting, but Nicki is the one doing the paying. I don't like that, but hey, if she likes it, I love it.
And that's the wild story, guys. Nicki kept her mansion, the security guard finally got paid, and yet, it all could have been avoided. Just imagine, years of stress, lawsuits, and threats, all because someone thought ignoring the problem would make it disappear. Life doesn't work that way. It's a reminder that no matter who you are, even a superstar, actions have consequences. Stubbornness, pride, or thinking money can protect you. It doesn't always work. And honestly, the real lesson here, justice has a way of catching up, whether you like it or not. So, the next time you're tempted to ignore a problem, remember Nicki's story. Because in the end, even millions of dollars and fame can't make you untouchable. And trust me, the drama doesn't stop at money. It leaves scars, lessons, and stories that we'll be talking about for years.